Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I'm reaching out to the student body. Okay, by now, you already know what to do. The majority of you are already in this class. You have taken multiple classes with me, so you know what to do. But I thought I'd jump in here real quickly and go through a few things that may help you get through this course really good. Now, I sent you an email earlier stating that I need you to use your email address that you gave to the college to log into Red Hat. Red Hat sent you an email stating, hey, you are in this class now. Okay? So that was your introduction to Red Hat. All you have to do is click on the link and then it'll take you to the Red Hat portal. Remember, we are Red Hat Academy. And then you're going to use your email address that you gave to the college, your personal email address that you gave to the college to log in. Now, why do I use your personal email address? Because I know one day you will leave the college, but you will always utilize Red Hat. So that's why I use it, so you'll always have it. Now, I'm going to walk you through a few things in here that you should be aware of. But I want you to pay attention to the syllabi while I'm walking you through this, because I'm not going to show you the syllabus. You can look at the syllabus, and plus, you know, from Monday to Thursday, from 5 to 6 p.m., I will be online in a Zoom meeting. You can show up and ask me any questions. So let's get started. When you first log in, this will be the portal that you see right here. Now, of course, I got a makeshift class in here for me, but this is what you will see. You'll see course, it'll outline your course. You'll see learning path, it'll outline your learning path. And then you'll see assignments. Right now, you don't see any assignments in here because I got the assignments that you will have in D2L. Remember, you have a midterm and a final that you have to take, and they will be in D2L. Your midterm and your final will be in D2L, and it'll only cover the material in this course. It will be no tricks to it. Also, remember, your final exam will be proctored. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to ask you what day in that last week of class will you want to take your final exam, and I will proctor it. Okay? Now, I only do that if we don't have a lot of students in the class, or if a student missed taking a final. Now I got to step up and proctor it. So let's go into this class. Now, when you're on course, you see lunch. All you have to do is click on lunch. Now, you have to pay attention to the syllabi. Okay? What I'm doing is walking you through everything I already know, but you have to focus on the syllabi. Every time you see a quiz, do the quiz. Why? Because the quizzes will make up your midterm and your final. It's going to be the same questions, but you're going to be doing it in a midterm and you're going to be doing it in a final. Okay? So remember that. Don't say I didn't tell you. Okay? Read everything in here. Now, what I want to explain to you, you have already taken multiple Linux classes, or you should have. So you know how to use Linux. We're not teaching you how to use the commands in Linux. What we're teaching you is the structure of how to use Linux in a business environment as an administrator, network administrator, system administrator. Okay? That's what we're doing. And it shows the many different platforms that Red Hat utilize, build in the different levels that they have in here. I'm not going to go through this because you're going to read about this and you're going to understand. But read everything. Now, once you get to the point where you read all that you need to know, remember, there are references in here. Utilize these references to learn more. but you are approaching this from a business environment. The other Linux courses taught you how to learn Linux. We're teaching you how to learn Linux in the business world. Now, that's not to say they didn't show you that either, but this is focused critically on that. Okay? So pay attention to that. When you get to the bottom, you just click next. Now, you can also go up here and click next and click next, 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 and so on and so forth. But make sure you know these quiz questions. A couple of more things I want to point out in here is on your syllabi, you're going to see things like this right here. Let me get to it right quick. You're going to see stuff like right here, guided exercises. These guided exercises are walking you through how to utilize and do this work, how to utilize the lab and be able to do the work in the lab. So I need you to know, walk through it, but you have to take screenshots. So right now you see a lab right here. You click on the lab and don't worry. Inside of here, there are videos that you can watch that consistently show you how to do stuff in here, but I'm just walking you through. And if you need help, we can come together in my office hours and do this too. To start your lab, you just simply click start. Now, while that's building up, that gives you a chance to go back and continue to read through the course. But you have to take screenshots of the lab exercises and the guided exercises. I want screenshots of all of that. And there are a lot in here, so don't miss out on anything. Okay, as you can see, it's going to tell you about different commands, which you should know. Yes, you should. It's going to tell you how to use this environment. I need you to make sure you follow the steps, but get plenty of screenshots as you walk through. Now, ideally, if you're working in a lab environment, you want to have 2 different monitors. Hopefully you can do that at home, so you don't have to jump back and forward. You know, you can just have 2 monitors with these spread out on. But anyway, you'll figure it out. As you can see, the labs are still coming up. Out of all of these labs, the one you will work with the most will be workstation. So focus your mind on workstation, okay? Just keep your mind on that. From time to time, it will ask you about these other labs, but they'll be through workstation. You know, SSH, you know what SSH, you do know what SSH is. Yes, you do. Okay, moving on. So, Professor, what do I need to know? I need to read everything in the chapter. 1, I need to make sure I do all the quizzes and keep the quizzes written down somewhere to remember them. 2, I need to do all of the guided exercises and take a lot of screenshots because I got to upload those screenshots into D2L to show the professor that I'm doing the work. 3, 4, I need to do all the labs and upload the labs by taking screenshots of them too, so I can show the professor that I'm doing the work. Now, when you got a lab to do, let's click on that lab. See, you can click around, but you got a lab to do, it's going to say do this, do that, do this, but you're going to do it in the lab. And you're going to show me that you're doing it. Now, you see, all of my labs now are up and ready to go. So I'm going to come right over here and click on Open Console. And we're going to see what pops up on the screen. And yes, give me some of this option stuff. I got to do this, allow pop-up. So if that happened, allow pop-up. I'm using Firefox right now, so just make sure you activate that. Now, in here, it says student, okay? This is the first screen you will pop up when you are doing your lab. And remember, everything that you read in the lab and the guided exercise, you want to come over here and do it in a lab. Read. Make sure you understand it. But if you don't, you know you can catch me online Monday through Thursday in an office session. How many people gonna do that? Not that many. But I had a few people today. I wasn't lonely. Okay, so here we go. Let me go ahead and type this in. So the password is student. I hope. Yes, it's letting me in. And now you will begin to see how it's set up. Remember, you see all of this here. You see down here widgets that you can click on. There's the terminal. If I click on the terminal come up. I'm not going to do no work in here. I just want to show you how to use this. But I can come back over here and click here and then come back up here and proceed to continue to do that lab. So the first thing it tells me is go student workstation. I turned those on. I didn't even have to read it. I knew I had to do that. Now it says type lab start CLI-review. Do exactly what it says and make sure that you keep this. Now I'm gonna move this to my second screen if it lets me. And it did. Okay. And I'm gonna come over here and type that in. So now I'm gonna type in lab start. Uh-oh, that ain't right. Oh, yes, it is. I got the mouse pointer right there. Move the mouse pointer out the way. So if you see that little dot, that's the mouse pointer. Space, start, space, CLI-REVIEW. Hit enter. Now you want to see these come up. Why is that important, Professor? Because once you see these come up, it brings up a lab so you can utilize that particular lab. So make sure every lab you do, you follow these steps. Now at this point, to show me that you have that up, you're going to take a screenshot of that. Watch what I do. I'm going to take a screenshot of this to say, hey, Professor, this is my first one I'm starting off with. And then once I take a screenshot of it, show my professor, and he will know that I started it off right. I save it, and then I go to the next thing. I'm not going to keep that, so I'm going to get rid of that. But that's what you got to do. You got to take screenshots, people, and show it to me. So what's the next thing? It says type in date. So I'm going to type in date. Now try your best to do the commands on your own without looking at the solutions. I know some of you are going to look at the solutions and they will give you hints, but try your best to do them without looking at the solutions. Okay, the next one says date. Oh, let me click in here. You got to click in here to get it to activate, but you already know that. You know Linux. So I'm going to say date plus, put the plus symbol up there, and I'm going to say the percentage symbol, and I'm going to say R, capital R. Let's see what we get. And you see it's got the date in military time. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. So that's what I want you to do. Take your time, learn how to do this, but don't move super fast. Just take your time. And hopefully you'll get through it with no problem. But you know you can meet with me. So there we go in the lab. So I want you to go in here. Remember, you have to utilize your email address, your personal email address, to log into this account. If you have any problems, you don't understand the syllabus, you have problems about taking screenshots, meet with me Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to 6, and I'll walk you through this. This is Professor Sistrunk. I hope that this was informative and that you will get out of this what you really want to get out of it.